Meet the new 2024 McLaren 750S with less weight, loads of power and driving excitement. 30% of it is new, enough to add a new model name to the McLaren lexicon. It replaces the 720S, a supercar we've admired for its light feet and high speed since its launch. Meet the McLaren 750S. The McLaren 750S is faster and more powerful than the 720S, with a 66-pound weight reduction and a 30 horsepower increase from its mid-mounted twin-turbo 4.0-liter V-8. The company says it's the lightest and most powerful production car it's ever produced. The company's dynamics engineers have tweaked the chassis, aerodynamics and electronic control systems to make this Mac more fun to drive than its predecessor, but the limited edition McLaren has some track-focused features, less than their cars. McLaren 750S chief engineer Sandy Holford, who has worked on every McLaren supercar for the past 14 years, says, "We wanted to expand the bandwidth, and make it more fun and more accessible than the 765 Gov Lieutenant Governor." McLaren work on the 750S began over a year ago. In terms of handling and performance development, the benchmark was Ferrari's 296 GTB. As one of Maranello's best mid-engine coupes ever, the car was developed while McLaren Automotive's new CEO, Michael Leiters, was still Chief Technology Officer. Leiters 2022 announced the 720S as Ferrari's benchmark when he arrived for the top job at Woking in July. "Michael had a fair hand in the development of this car," says a McLaren insider. "He pushed us into dynamic development and the fun factor." Quote, "The McLaren 750S may be evolutionary rather than revolutionary. Underpinning the chassis upgrades is the latest generation of McLaren's innovative proactive chassis control suspension, dubbed PCC3. It combines passive springs with semi-active shocks and a hydraulic roll control system to provide a supple ride but precise cornering control. Among the chassis changes is a 0.24-inch increase in front track, along with revised front suspension geometry. Compared to the 720S, front spring rates are 3% softer and rear spring rates are 4% stiffer, and the redesign reduces the total weight of the coil springs and shocks to 4.4 pounds. Reduced. McLaren's new brake booster improves feel and response, and the rail brake package, essentially the same unit fitted to the McLaren Senna, is the equivalent of 7 months with 15.4-inch carbon ceramic rotors, but is 60% stronger and 4 times more thermally conductive. The wheels, measuring 19 inches in the front and 20 inches in the rear, are mounted on new 10-spoke forged alloy wheels, the lightest standard wheels ever installed on a base McLaren, 30 pounds lighter than the 720S units. Braking performance is further enhanced by a new active rear wing that automatically lifts up under braking. The wing can also be activated to provide speed-dependent downforce, and there's a DRS mode that automatically reduces drag when the 750S accelerates in a straight line, with a top speed of 206 miles per hour. Up to the basic aerodynamic concept of the 750S is unchanged from the 720S, but a new rear wing and a new front splitter help provide 5% more downforce at speed. The M840T twin-turbo V8 now makes 740 horsepower at 7,500 revolutions per minute and 590 pound-feet of torque at 5,500 revolutions per minute, up 30 horsepower and 22 pound-feet over the spec 720S. The extra grunt is the result of changes to the extra boost pressure and engine calibration, along with the adoption of lighter pistons from the 765 Gov Lieutenant Governor. But for that to happen, you need to put 99 RON in the gas tank of the McLaren 750S. As in the 720S, the engine is driven by the same 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, but the final drive is 15% shorter. The crown wheel is made of nickel chromoly alloy used in Formula 1. Spent hydrocarbons exit through a new central passage. A stainless steel exhaust system that's almost 5 pounds lighter than the old 720S system, and tuned to boost Class 4 and Class 8 acoustics from the flat-plane crank V8 for a more exciting sound at high revs. McLaren says the 750S weighs just 3,068 pounds with all fluids and a 90% full gas tank, giving it a segment-leading weight-to-power ratio of 4.14 pounds per horsepower, a 7% improvement over the 720S, and Gordon it is 9% of Murray's weight. McLaren claims the 750S will hit 60 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds, 124 miles per hour in 7.2 seconds, and 186 miles per hour in 19.8 seconds. The quarter mile is clocked in 10.1 seconds. However, those numbers may be on the conservative side. The 720S hit 60 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds and covered the quarter mile in 10.1 seconds at 141.5 miles per hour. Makes little difference. The Spider's retractable top, which can be raised or lowered in 11 seconds at 30 miles per hour, adds just 108 pounds to the car's overall weight. The Spider's 0 to 60 mph time is the same as the Coupe's and is a tenth of a second slower to 124 miles per hour and 6/10 slower to 186 miles per hour. Its top speed of 206 miles per hour is the same. Even if you're not a McLaren fan, the differences between the 750S and 720S make themselves known on the outside as soon as you open the new model's double dihedral doors. There's a configurable digital instrument cluster and box from the McLaren Artura. This means that control and powertrain mode selection are now done via fingertip rocker switches on either side of the instrument cluster. The seats are carbon fiber shell racing seats that are almost 39 pounds lighter than the sport seats that are standard on the 720S. Improvements include a new 8-inch central HMI display with richer and more detailed graphics, including clearer images from the rearview and surround view camera systems. Apple CarPlay is now standard and an upgraded Bowers & Wilkins audio system is available as an option. While the long front splitter makes no difference to the approach angles, pressing the car's lift button raises the front of the 750S in just 4 seconds, 6 seconds faster than the system in the 720S. The US was the world's single largest market for the 720S, accounting for 30% of the car's worldwide sales. McLaren is already actively marketing the 750S to American customers, and insiders say it is taking pre-orders for the cars with production slots through 2024, $345,000 including destination.